Hello, hello. We have a chat active. Okay. Hopefully more people are going to join. If not, that's okay. I'm going to do this anyway. Welcome. This is the first week, the first live on YouTube, the first Magic Monday. As I was saying before, I want to tackle three things. One, talking about the moon, what it represents, what does it stand for, how is it that we can connect more with her, and then going through the astrology of the week based only on the moon. Then I want to do a small guided meditation. I believe that meditation is a very good tool to navigate whatever is going on in our lives. And then finish it off by drawing some cards from the decks. They're here next to me. And the drawing is going to be general for a message for the week. And if there are special requests in the chat, if people want a personal card drawing, I can do that too. Okay, so right now the moon is in Gemini. And before I go and talk about what does it mean, first I want to say that the moon in astrology stands for our subconscious mind, stands for our emotional self, our emotional body. If we look at ourselves as multidimensional beings, we can name 4 different dimensions or bodies: the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the energetical or spiritual. And the moon is very connected with the emotional body. And also it's the moon that gets us in contact with our inner child, our childhood, our memories from the past, our little girls or boys inside. And then she's an asteroid. I was just looking outside. It started pouring right now. She moves around the Earth in about 29 days. That means that from our perspectives on Earth, she changes signs around 2 days and a half. Stays in one sign that she keeps on going, meaning that in 1 month, she does a lot of aspects. And there are 4 main phases that the moon has. Of course, she is different every day because the rotations of the planets. Nevertheless, the 4 main phases are new moon, when she is aligned with the sun. It's the nights that we don't see her in the sky. It's the dark nights, the dark skies, is the skies that are better to look at the stars. Then we have first quarter. It's when she went 1/4 of the whole circle. And then she has the phase that it's full moon, when it's completely opposing to the sun and we see her bright. And she becomes like the queen and the main attraction in the night sky. And then the last quarter, meaning she went 3/4 from the circle. And then she goes back to new moon. This week, what's happening is that we are going to have the first quarter. We had the new moon last week, and now we are going to reach first quarter. What is first quarter? First quarter, we see the moon in the sky. If you have clear skies, you can see her from the afternoon and at sunset. She's half bright, half in the shadow. I like to look at this energy of the moon from the perspective of the masculine and the feminine. If the masculine is the light and the feminine it's the dark, in that moment, at the first quarter of the moon, the masculine and the feminine energy are equal. It is a good time to stop a little bit and reflect and see what are the intentions that we set at the new moon and what is it that is needed to be done to manifest those intentions, which they will come to completion at the full moon. So right now, as we are speaking, the moon is in Gemini. And then what does that mean? Gemini is the sign of communication, is the sign of ideas, a lot of mental activities. So if you have been noticing yourself more talkative, with more desire to share with people, or completely on the other side, I like to look at astrology from the both perspectives. What's on the other side of communication? Lots of withdrawal, lots of inner talk rather than outer talk. For me, that's also a sign that, okay, yes, moon is in Gemini. We are in the communicator sign right now. And our subconscious, our inner self, our emotional self might be in all these extremes of either a lot of communication, either more silence and inner communication. And as she cruises along, tomorrow she's also going to be in Gemini. But from quarter to noon, 11:44 a.m. I have my notes here with the exact hours. She's going to enter into Cancer. And then Cancer is the energy where she will come into the first quarter, where she will be at this standing point of half light, half shadow, making us reflect on this journey from the seeds to the manifestation of the seeds. And then what's happening when moon is in Cancer is that she's feeling at home in Cancer. If each sign has a planet, Cancer is ruled by the moon. And Cancer, it's an emotional sign, it's a water sign. Cancer, I look at the waters of Cancer as the waters of the spring, where the river starts. It's the first waters that are coming out of Earth. So they are very pure, they are very pristine, they are very clear, but they can also be very unstable, right? The way that the water comes out of Earth, we cannot control that. And this is how our emotion can get also when the moon is in Cancer. They can be very pure, very raw, and in the same time, very out of our control. What's happening in this particular time in astrology is that we have a lot of planets in Capricorn. And Capricorn is the other sign opposite Cancer. That means that while in Cancer, the moon is opposing everything that is happening in Capricorn. And there are a lot of things happening in Capricorn. For some of you that are watching astrology, maybe you know that astrologers are talking a lot about what's happening in Capricorn right now. And what does that mean? It means that we have the possibility to have a kind of clear confrontation. And when I say confrontation, I don't say conflict, but it's a clear way, as like looking in the mirror with everything that is happening in Capricorn, meaning patriarchy, meaning objectives, meaning career, meaning work. And when we look directly at that from where we stand in Cancer, we can look at that and put our emotions there. We can look at that and put our sensibility there, and we can be affected at a more subtle level of this opposition. It's a it's an interesting aspect. It's a tense aspect, this quarter moon, because it's creating what I call a T square. So that means 90 degrees in astrology are tens square. Tens can also be mean productive, right? We know when we are in a little bit of pressure, sometimes we get things moving. It's like a deadline, it's happening, or the diamond that is being formed needs some pressure to become a diamond. These are the aspects of this week's moon position in first quarter in Cancer. Uh, on one side, we have all the planets in Capricorn that are talking about the masculine energy, the career, the objectives, the governments, the systems. On the other side, we have Aries energy, so the sun, and the sun is standing very close with two energies, one being Chiron, the wounded healer, meaning everything that we have as a wound, everything as we have it painful, it's being brought to light. And it's standing close also with Lilith, which is the dark aspect of the feminine, also being brought to light. And then we have the moon, the sensitive Cancer moon that wants emotional comfort, that wants to spring with new ideas, and is being challenged by all these forces. Every time I look at astrology, I try to go into the positive aspect, into the constructive aspect. What happens when our shadows come to surface? It's a possibility to heal. It's a possibility to see deeper in ourselves. It's a possibility to get to know ourselves better. If there are any questions and you want to interrupt me, whoever is online, feel free to go to the chat. And then as she cruises along on Wednesday, it's when we have the exact first quarter, and Thursday, the most of the day, moon is still going to be in Cancer. So we are going to have Tuesday, tomorrow starting from midday, Wednesday full day, and Thursday until the evening, we are going to be in this energy of the first quarter, in Cancer energy, in the place where the moon feels at home. And then finally, Thursday evening, she's going to get out of Cancer and into Leo. It's a fire sign. It's an energy that can be more playful, more creative, more getting back to ourselves in terms of our own confidence and creativity, and out of the whole emotional body sensibility. And then we are going to stay in Leo with the moon is going to stay in Leo until Saturday. So we have the whole Friday and Saturday in Leo, being able to tune into this creative energy, into this fiery energy, into getting back to ourselves, to our own confidence, and strengthening that. Of course, this can work on the opposite, right? Feeling disempowered, feeling that we don't have control, feeling completely out of creativity. That's part of the two sides, right? I always believe that it's a choice when we feel disempowered, to see what is it that is disempowering us, and how is it that we can go onto the other side where we gain more inner power. And then by Saturday evening, we are out of Leo and into Virgo. Sunday is going to be a more grounded energy. Virgo, it's very much down to earth. It's making things happen. It's materializing, and it's also very keen to perfection and details, right? So we can get into that energy of making things happen and making everything perfect. And then by the next time we meet again online, I'm going to talk about the next week. And next week we are going to have the full moon, which is a big event. Besides the moon, what I want to mention is that there are two other important aspects happening right now. As we are talking, Mars, which is our warrior planet, which is the one that gives us drive and motivation to do things and conquer new territories, finally gets out of Capricorn, goes into Aquarius, changing sign, changing energies, and is going to meet with Saturn there, Lord of Karma. So everything that we haven't done and we want to do, it's a good time to look at that. Everything that in Mars in Aquarius is very much about humanity. It's very much about peer groups, large groups of people. It's about innovation. It's about detachment and being able to look at a very objective eye at the world. That's going to be the next energy by our warrior in the next upcoming 6 weeks. And that's happening right now, like in 45 minutes. This is going, the change is going to happen. And also this week, in the weekend, 4th to 5th of April, we are going to have the conjunction in between Jupiter and Pluto, meaning Jupiter is the planet of luck, the expanser. Everything he touches, he makes bigger. And Pluto, it's the lord of the unconscious mind, of the underworld, meaning that everything that sits in our subconscious, everything that sits in our shadow, in our underworld, is going to be touched and brought to light by Jupiter, making things very clear, making things more obvious, making things bigger than they are. And they are going to start a new cycle. So it's going to be interesting to see what are the planetary movements and the planetary events in this context. These are dates for the week. How I like to personally work with the moon is to make my own observation, is to understand, maybe today I'm more in the mood of talking or writing or sitting by myself. I am very outgoing or I'm very sensitive, and start actually looking, where is the moon right now? In which sign? Okay, what is the phase? Okay, and make my own connections. Also, when it comes to us women, we are directly connected with the moon from our womb, from our menstruation, for our month-to-month period. The same as the moon is influencing the tides, right? Pulling and pushing the tides. I believe that is a little bit how she influences us. We are 70 or 80% made out of water. As women, we have a womb. It's a callus that holds liquid, holds water, holds the blood of life. And the moon has the power then to pull and push our waters, our emotional bodies, our emotions, and of course, connecting it also with the moment that we menstruate. If by the time that this program is going to gain more popularity, I can also talk a little bit more of what happens exactly when we menstruate in different parts, in different phases of the moon. Or if you are curious, you can drop me a personal message and we take the conversation from there. These are the aspects of today. Now let's go further. If there are no questions and no comments, and if you are listening to this, and if you knew, if you heard what I said at the beginning, is that another thing that I want to do is to guide a small meditation. I think it's always good, no matter which part of the day, no matter which part of the year, to be able to center ourselves, to go back to our own presence, to our own bodies, and do like a check-in and ask ourselves, how do I really feel? What's happening inside? It's very easy, like to lose ourselves in the external world, and being able to be inside, it's always a plus. It's like recharging our batteries. A lot of people ask me, but yeah, but I cannot stay still for meditation, or how do you meditate? I always believe it's a very personal option. There are many ways of meditating, from active meditation to really still meditations, from chanting mantras to inner questioning, or to creative visualization. And when I do guided meditation, I like to use the imagination as a tool of our mind, that we can guide and also allow ourselves to be surprised by, and see what is it that our imagination can come up with, and look into that as a possibility to actually to look into ourselves. So that being said, um, let's put our feet on the ground wherever you are, or if you're seated in lotus position, you can keep that position. It's important that our back is straight. It is important that we are in a relaxed but aware position. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. If not, you can just choose a point where your gaze can get lost. I am uh, going to close my eyes. Hi, Gonza. Great to see you too. And let's connect a little bit with ourselves. Immediately connect with our breath. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And let's do a scan of relaxing our bodies, making sure that our jaw, our face is relaxed. Dropping our shoulders and creating space in between the ears and the shoulders. Relaxing our upper back, our lower back. Relaxing our solar plexus and our bellies. Making sure that when we inhale, the belly is expanding, and when we exhale, the belly is contracting softly. Relaxing all the genital area, the pelvic floor, the perineum. And relaxing our thighs, our knees, our legs, our feet. And as we keep on being aware of the breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, we bring our focus back into the pelvic floor, genital area, or the first energetic center, the root chakra. We try to direct our breath in this part of our bodies. And we can silently whisper to ourselves, I am safe. And we inhale and we let our belly expand and contract when we exhale. And we bring our awareness to our lower belly, navel point, and we observe whatever sensations, whatever thoughts, whatever emotions. We take a note of what we observe and then we let go. And as we breathe into this point, into this energetic center, the sacral chakra, we silently whisper, I am creative. And we bring our awareness and our breath in our solar plexus, stomach, diaphragm. And we breathe in into this energetic center, the solar plexus chakra. And we whisper to ourselves, I am powerful. And we go upper and we move our awareness and our breath in the middle of our chest, in the energetic center that we call the heart chakra. Inhaling, filling our chest with air, and exhaling, emptying everything. And we whisper to ourselves, I am love. And we bring our awareness upper in our throat, trying to inhale everything that we can. And when we exhale, trying to let a sigh, a sound coming out. Bringing our awareness to this energetic center that we call the throat chakra. And we whisper to ourselves, I am truth. And we bring our awareness and our breath even upper on our foreheads, in the point in between our eyebrows, into the energetic point that we call the third eye chakra. And we whisper to ourselves, I am envisioning and we go even upper, bringing our awareness on the top of our heads, bringing our breath on the top of our head, whispering to ourselves, I am connected. And with every breath we take in, we inhale trust. And with every breath that we take out, we exhale our limitations. And we bring that trust, knowing and trusting that we are connected. We are connected to ourselves and to something bigger than ourselves. We inhale and we trust our capacity to envision, to see clearly into our dreams, into our visions. We inhale and we inhale trust in our truth, in our capacity to speak up, to let our voice be heard, to trust our truth. We inhale and we inhale trust in the love, compassion, kindness, and acceptance of being a human being. We inhale and we inhale trust in our power, in our will, in our determination. We inhale and we inhale trust in our creativity, in our capacity to create the life we envision. We inhale and inhale trust in our bodies, in our safety, in our own presence. Every time we want to bring something good, empowering to us, we can put that in the power of our inhaling. And every time we want to get rid of disconnection, of confusion, of lies, of hurt, pain, helplessness, void, fear, shame, guilt, we can put it in the power of our exhalation. Knowing that this is very effective and on-spot tool that we have to bring to us what we want more and to let go of what we want less. And we can take 3 strong inhalations and exhalations together, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. One more. And one more. And we can bring our hands to our heart, either placing it on our chest or in Namaste position, in prayer position. We can thank ourselves for allowing this moment, and I thank you, and I thank myself. And you can start coming back here and now, moving your legs, your hands, opening your eyes if they were closed, swallowing saliva, drinking some water. It's incredible how time just flies when we are in meditation. And now that we came and connected to ourselves, I'm going to the last part of this life, the cards drawing. I'm going to start with this one, the Divine Feminine. There are 53 cards in this deck, all focusing on different goddesses, different feminine figures along history. And I'm going to ask the cards for a message, a general message for all of us for this week. for this first quarter moon. What's a message for all of us to remember, to be aware of? Tekla, the prophetess of true power. She says, I call my power back from all times and all places. I am my own. And she has fire around her head and the lion with her. So this is the general message from the feminine. We are invited to call our power back. And this is the deck with messages from Buddha. Things that he said in his lectures, in his satsangs, and this deck recently just talks by itself. A card just came. This is the art on the back. And this is the 33 card, the elephant. And it says like this: wake up, be a witness to your thoughts, free yourself from ignorance, and like an elephant, climb out of the mud. Also, I think a very, very powerful card, being able to climb out of our own mud, our own shadows, our own insecurities, our own fears, our own illusions, just so we can call back our power. That's what we do when we climb out of the mud, right? We are calling back our power. Anybody from the people that are watching that want a personal drawing? You can tell me in the chat, and I'm going to draw a card for you. If not, we close it off like this, remembering this week to climb out of the mud and to call our true power back, to use everything that the universe has in store for us as a way to feel more empowered, even when the lessons are coming in disguise with a lot of maybe pain or shame or dark or sorrow. I think we can always find a way to call our power back and to climb out of the mud. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening, either live, either recorded. This is the first video, the first live. I was nervous. I am still a little bit nervous. Meditation helped me to calm a little bit down and own that, yes, this is what I want to do. This is part of the message that I want to give to the world. And I'm doing this. Thank you so much. Have a great evening or a great day, wherever you are, whenever you are at this moment. And see you next Monday. Ciao.